Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Reads. Today I'm going to be doing my February wrap-up and my small February book haul. In terms of videos I made this month, I did the behind the scenes tag, and I also did the 10 influential books tag, which I didn't realize you were just supposed to list the books without explaining it, because I definitely made like a 10-minute video talking about the books, but I actually kind of prefer that because I think it's not as interesting when people just list books. I like hearing why or how books influence people, so that's just a personal preference for me, and sorry for making a super long video when it's only supposed to be like 2 minutes. I also did the on my shelf tag / game where I pull random books based on the numbers that you guys gave me, and I will definitely be doing this every, couple of months because I think it's just a really fun way to talk about books that are on your shelf that you never really get to talk about. And then this week I did a booktuber shoutout video, which if you haven't watched already, definitely watch because there are a lot of really great booktubers who are joining the community and definitely deserve a lot more subscribers and views on their videos. In terms of books I read and reviewed this month, I finished up reading Lexicon by Max Berry, which was the book that I got in my Book Riot quarterly box. Really good book. Go check out that review if you're interested in it. I also read and reviewed Crest by Marissa Meyer, which is the third book in the Luna Chronicles series. And then I did a graphic novel review of American Born Chinese by Jean Lun Yang. And this week I put up a review on The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. And then I also read The Cutting Season by Attica Locke. I really wanted to read a book by an African American author since it was Black History Month, but I was really bad at organizing my time and just life stuff happened, so I didn't get to read this until this past week. And so I will be putting a review on this book up next week, which you guys can all look forward to. So in terms of my New Year's resolutions, I am doing just fine on the 50 book challenge, not really worried about that one. And in terms of reading more diverse authors, I've actually been really good about reading more than one person of color author per month, so I'm doing just fine with that as well. In terms of my nonfiction reads, my goal was to read about one nonfiction book a month, and I obviously didn't do that this month. I started reading Mayflower because I wanted to read this book and 1776 before I started reading American president biographies like that New Year's resolution. So I started reading this one, but this is kind of a drier read, so I feel like I don't get as immersed into books like this. So I was like, okay, I'll read like one chapter a night, and then I just kept getting distracted by my fiction books. So I'm about 4 chapters in, and I'm gonna keep going with this book because I do enjoy it and I think it's really interesting. I just need to be more disciplined in terms of picking up this book before picking up a fiction book because I will always prefer the fiction books. And then in terms of Mount TBR, I am currently at 7 books read, which is 1 book ahead of schedule. And I'm really worried in March that I'm going to fall behind on this challenge because I already know that there are 2 books that I'm going to be doing buddy reads for. I'm going to try to buddy read The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss with Read Susie Read and possibly 1 book more. And then I also am going to be buddy reading Ghana Must Go with Frenchie D and Tiff Reads during the month of March, although I'm not completely sure exactly what the timeline is going to be. So if you guys want to join in for those, you are definitely welcome to read these books in the month of March. But neither of these will count for my Mount TBR challenge because I bought both of these books in 2014. And then the other book I purchased this month is Death, Dickinson, and the Demented Life of Frenchie Garcia by Jenny Torres Sanchez. I always have to look at the title when reading this because it is so long. I know I'm going to mess it up at some point. But this is actually like the most gorgeous cover I've seen in a really long time, and I picked this book up because I realized that when I'm doing my person of color, diverse authors types of reads, I realized that I have been neglecting a lot of Hispanic authors or books that have Hispanic characters in them. So I picked this one up because it's 1, a YA book, 2, it has really good reviews, and 3, it's by a Hispanic author and has a Hispanic main character. So I really want to read this book in March. So that's already 3 books in the month of March that are not Mount TBR books. And since I only read about 4 or 5 books a month, I feel like I'm going to fall behind on Mount TBR. So I'm going to try to read a couple of my Mount TBR books first before jumping into these 3, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be reading these 3 in March, which I guess now is kind of like a March TBR. I don't do TBRs because as soon as I say I'm definitely 100% going to read this, in a month, I don't want to read it at all. So yeah, that's basically my February wrap up and my February book haul. Feel free to leave a comment down below letting me know if you've read any of these books and your thoughts on them. Also, let me know how you guys are doing on your reading challenges and your New Year's resolutions. Let me know what your favorite book was that you read this month. Mine was definitely Lexicon, I think, or possibly Cress. Those two are really, really good. So yeah, that's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.